Alright, Callisto Protocol, it is finally out. This is one of the games that a lot of people had been waiting for all year long. It finally released just last week, and you are asking yourself right now, based on everything I've heard, all the reviews I'm reading on Steam, is it worth it to get the game, or should I wait for them to patch it up a few before I actually go forward with this purchase? Well, hopefully I can help you come to a decision in this honest review. So briefly, let's get into the basics on what the Collisto Protocol is all about. The year is 2320 and you are a pilot by the name of Jacob Lee. You pilot a freighter ship and you are on one last mission which you believe will make you enough money to finally retire. After a series of events takes place on your ship, you crash land on Callisto. Shortly after crash landing, you are contacted by the Black Iron security head, Captain Leon Ferris. Shortly after meeting Ferris, you are placed under arrest and incarcerated without charges on the orders of Warden Duncan Cole, and the game takes off from there. So I wouldn't be surprised if the first question on everybody's minds, as it pertains to the PC version of the Callisto Protocol, is whether or not this game is a stuttering mess. If you go online and go to the Steam profiles and read a lot of the reviews, when this game first came out, there were over 5,200, that's 5,200 reviews of mostly negative, of a lot of people saying that it's a stuttering mess, they can't go 10 steps without the game freezing, but honestly, that's just not the case. If you had gone in those reviews and just did a little bit of searching, there was actually quite a good handful of reviews that told you all you had to do for day one, this is day one only, was turn off motion blur and VSync, and the game was fixed. At least for the time being, while we waited for the developers to come out with a patch. Now, this video you're seeing right here is day one footage of gameplay, and I did just that. I turned off the VSync, I turned off motion blur, and you can see that there is zero stuttering. Now in this particular instance, I know I say there's zero stuttering. That is not to say that there hasn't been a little bit of stuttering. However, the amount of stuttering or glitching that I have come across while playing this game day one was extremely minimal, and I'm talking extremely minimal. You go into a new room, maybe there's a slight little stutter just for everything to load up, and then you're right back in the game hacking and slashing away. Nothing game breaking at all. So for those of you that are out there questioning whether or not this game is a stuttering mess, this video right here hopefully shows that there is minimal, if any, stuttering. So hopefully that answered your question. Now I'm going to be the first to say it. If you've played Dead Space 1, 2, and 3, then you've basically got this game down. You don't really need to do a tutorial or anything, you just need to know what the story's about and where you need to go. The fighting style is very much reminiscent of Dead Space 1, 2, and 3. The monsters obviously are a little different, with a little bit of a different plot and how they became monsters. However, it's basically what it is. It's Dead Space 1, 2, and 3 all combined, and here we are with the Callisto Protocol. That's just my humble opinion. But that doesn't deter from the fact that the storyline, I really enjoyed. It really keeps you wanting to find out more about what's going on and pushing forward to try and solve this mystery of just what's going on at Black Iron Prison and what the warden's up to. Now in the game, you are equipped with a basic baton and pistol, and also a glove that allows you to grip enemies, use gravity against them, grip them, and bring them towards you. And you are able to upgrade those as you go along. You're going to collect certain items, credits along the way by stomping out monsters and getting their inventory, selling items, and then with the credits that you collect, you're going to be able to upgrade your baton, upgrade your pistol, doing more damage, making it a little faster, stronger bullets. So there is a little bit to work towards on bettering your character. However, don't expect to be going out there and finding numerous rifles or guns to be shooting or numerous weapons. You are very limited to what you can actually get in this video game. So I think it's safe to say the next question that a lot of people have is just how scary is this game? It was advertised as, oh my god, get ready for it, you need to prepare yourself because this is one of the most scary games going. And in my humble opinion, it wasn't all that scary. I think Dead Space had the upper edge on actually having you at the edge of your seat and building up that suspense, whereas this game works on a series of jump scares, it feels like, when it comes to the scare factor. Now, I'm not going to deny that there were certainly a couple instances in this game while playing where I was caught off guard and the jump scares actually worked, because what it does a fantastic job at is not allowing you to know when those jump scares are going to happen. Generally in video games and horror games, you can sit there and say, I'm going to go around this corner, it's a dark hallway, okay, something's about ready to jump out of me, oh, here's a window that's just out of nowhere, and I'm sure a zombie or a monster of some sort is going to jump through that window and scare me. And then it happens and you go, oh my gosh, how did I know? I never saw that coming. In this game, they still have those little indicators where you think, oh yeah, there's definitely going to be something coming out of this hallway. Oh my gosh, there's something that's going to jump out of this floor right here. I can just tell. And you walk over it or you pass that window and nothing happens. So you bring down your guard, and then the very next second, something happens where something comes out of the floor, or they come out of the vents, or something grabs you. Something happens where it gets that jump scare. So it does a very good job of leading you up to believe, I know this is where the scare is going to happen. And then when it doesn't happen, you kind of let your guard down, and then the scare happens. So that's gotten me on more than a couple of occasions, and I think that's something that the developers and game creators really did a very good job on in this one. So how difficult was Callisto Protocol? I have to be honest, I was a little underwhelmed with the game. I thought it was going to be relatively difficult, especially with it being primarily melee and how violent and fast these monsters could be. But I was shocked. You know, after you play the game for about, let's say 30 minutes, and you get the rhythm down on melee and especially on how to dodge, I really feel that the game was pretty easy. But that's not to say that you're going to come across some areas where you are outnumbered, maybe at sometimes 4 to 1, and you really are fighting for your life. That's where you're at the edge of your seat, clicking away, dodging away, and that's the excitement of the game. But going one-on-one with one of these creatures, you're not going to have a real big problem. Even if it's an overpowered super mutant that you have to come across, as long as you're going at it one-on-one, you're not going to have too much difficulty. The real challenge for this game when it comes to combat is when you are flanked by 4 or 5 of these monsters. And even then, they kind of stand around and wait for their turn, if you will, to attack you. They're not all attacking you at once. Now, overall, the graphics of the game, I have to say, were magnificent. I think the developers did a fantastic job with making this game super eerie as you walk through it. The design and the little tidbits that they went the extra mile to put in just to give that little extra scare value was magnificent. And I think something else that I really enjoyed is, while this game looks absolutely incredible, if you have all the settings on Ultra, if you have the rig that can do it, if you're on the other side of things where maybe you can only run this game on medium settings or even medium low settings, which I've tested, the game still looks fantastic. You could put shadows all the way down, which this game is kind of all about the shadows. If you don't have the shadows, you really don't have the scare factor. However, I've turned down the shadows all the way to super low, and the game still looks just as scary, just as eerie. So they did a great job kind of thinking of the gamer who maybe doesn't have the top of the line rig, being able to still enjoy this game and be immersed in it just as much as anyone who has top graphics. So in the end, would I recommend this game to you, the gamer, the viewer watching this review? And ultimately, I would say yes. The only thing that maybe would hold me back is the $60 or $70 price tag, depending on which version you get. I feel like it's more of a $40 game. However, it's a nice addition to finally be able to play something this late in the year, because we have been kind of without very many good video games for a while. A lot of the ones, the big AAA names that we've been waiting for, have been pushed back into later and early 2023, some even out to 2024. So to be able to play this game was a lovely addition. I had a very good time playing it. The story, for me, I really enjoyed it and trying to figure out just what was going on with the Callisto Protocol. So ultimately, I don't think you're going to regret it. Pick it up and give it a shot. I think you're really going to enjoy it. But anyways, that's going to do it for this review, ladies and gentlemen. I can't thank you all enough for all the time that you've given me. And if you guys have liked the video, please comment down below. Let me know what you liked about it. Please consider giving the video a thumbs up if you like this review. And for anyone looking to get more reviews or watch more videos by me, please consider subscribing. Anyways, get out there, happy hunting, and until the next video, I hope you all have an incredible day. Take it easy, okay?